I do it all the time.
Uh-huh.
I go to YouTube, how do I
Mm-hmm.
fill in a blank? A lot of times you get a good explanation. Yeah. Like I have an Android, my wife has an iPhone. No. She has a problem with her iPhone. I have to look up on the internet how to fix it. I'm not as familiar with, you know. If it was my phone, I got it, but now I gotta look up her phone. She's like Bill, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with the technology. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, how do I fix it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the other day, I putting calls that weren't in her contacts into spam. It wasn't really a help to her. The doctor's trying to get hold of her. They
Right.
put it in spam. He wasn't in her contact. Yeah.
Gotta go into settings and change that.
Yes, but it's an iPhone, and I have to look up on my phone how to do how to go into settings on an iPhone and what you touch. So you know,
Right.
yeah, yeah. So I use that. I use the knowledge all the time. Yeah. You know, my washing machine isn't draining. You know, it's showing error 6. It's like, you know, look up on what's this?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, take off the cover, jack it up, take these screws out. And sometimes it's, any one of us could do it if we don't have that information, but it's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. Sometimes it's fixed in like the last, since the advent of this stuff fixed thing, I'd have no chance
Mm-hmm.
unless somebody showed me. And basically somebody is showing me.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, now I see how it's done. Yeah, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a air filter in my wife's car. She had a Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That was like, you know, like she has a Honda now. I have a Honda, but a Honda, you open the glove compartment, release the glove compartment, slide the air filter out, put the new air filter in.
Mm-hmm.
In Lincoln, stand on your head, spin around 4 times, take this off, you can't get your hand in there, you know, it's like, oh my God. But if you see it on YouTube, you can get through it.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd never figure it out, you know, like you say, I give up, I'm gonna pay somebody $200 to change the filter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but YouTube, yeah, you get through it. Yeah, that's something with my, I have one of those propane fires in my fireplace, and something had to be changed, some regulator, something. Oh God, I scratched up all my hands getting at it. I mean, I read about it on YouTube, and I bought the part and got it. But sometimes you do these things and say, you know what, maybe I would have paid somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the most dangerous things, right, in the house.
Well, propane is a dangerous gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I mention this before to you? Like natural gas
Mm-hmm.
is lighter than air. So if you open a window, the natural gas is going to dissipate.
Wow.
So you open up your house and the natural gas is going to dissipate. Open up your doors and windows and get the change of air, and the natural gas is going to go out and up into. Propane is heavier than air. Ain't going nowhere. Open a window. It's below the window. Ain't going out.
Mm.
Yeah. You don't want to put a fan to get it out because the fan is electric. Could be an ignition source.
Oh.
So propane is dangerous. Propane is a dangerous gas.
That's
A
why.
lot of things that are dangerous, if you know how to treat them and handle them,
Uh-huh.
could be a lot less dangerous.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why propane is usually used outside.
that's why it's stored outside like this.
Mhm.
That is why. Never store it inside, ever. Yeah, always outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they blew up that plumbing supply store in Brooklyn. They were taking a propane tank out of the basement on a hand truck. And
What
dropped the
could
tank.
possibly
They
go
lost
wrong?
the whole fucking building.
Mm.
Oh, God.
Yeah. But sometimes I go to home inspection and people have their propane tanks in a garage. It's
Mhm.
off season, so I don't have them in the barbecue, they take them in. No. Garage is a hazardous area of the house
Mm-hmm.
because you store volatile chemicals in your garage. Like Joe was saying, you couldn't even get to a garage, guys got stores, like that's a lot of combustibles.
Mm-hmm.
Much better chance of having a fire
Yeah.
with a lot of combustibles than an empty garage.
Mm-hmm.
Few things, less hazards, more things, more hazards. So yeah, you don't want propane. You don't want propane against the side of your house. You want propane in a cage
Mm-hmm.
in your back, a little away from your house.
Mm.
And how many propane tanks you want to store in your property?
Usually just one connected to the barbecue grill.
Sometimes you have a spare one.
Yeah, sure.
So you got one connected to your barbecue and another one, let's say in the back of your garage. Or
Right.
outside. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes if you have a propane barbecue, you have a tank, it's good to have a spare tank.
Right.
So you have company over, or you pick up and weigh the tank, before the company comes and make sure that you have good tank to get through the whole
Yeah. In
the
case,
whole barbecue,
just in case it gets empty.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was upstate one time and my gas ran out.
Mm-hmm.
So I took my neighbor's gas,
Oh.
put it in my barbecue, went and bought him a new gas tank.
Mm-hmm.
And his was pretty new. Just took his and bought a new one here. I used your tank, but I got your full one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Convenient for me.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Neither one.
Mm-hmm.
Full tank, full new tank. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Italian food. You know, something about the way it delivered, it looks like a pizza bag or something, right?
Mm.
Did you see it?
Yeah, they brought pizza.
Yeah. I'm gonna have pizza,
So you guys ready for dinner?
Mm.
I'm gonna have pizza Friday night, because my sister is coming up from South Carolina,
Uh-huh.
and they get ship pizza down there.
Right. Well, you don't have as many Italian people there.
No, I know water or something. Anyhow, they don't have good pizza. And then on Sunday, I have to go out and buy bagels, because same thing with the bagels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So she's up to New York and buy her bagels, and maybe I'll give her some bagels to take home.
Yeah. I remember we went for, my cousins are in North Carolina.
Oh,
South
she's in
Carolina.
North. I said South. My sister's in North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were all laughing at the way that Italian food is there.
Ah,
Nothing like here.
no. I was in Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that far.
Right.
It's just after Jersey, right? I was in Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, downtown Wilmington, and they have a Little Italy in Wilmington. And we went to a restaurant in Little Italy,
Mm-hmm.
and people are waiting to sit down and eat. The food was fucking horrible.
Oh,
Where is this again?
Delaware.
Wilmington, Delaware, in Little Italy. Can you imagine going to Little
Oh,
Italy in Manhattan?
God.
Or I've been to Little Italy in Boston. You know, you go to Little
Oh.
Italy, you get a damn good meal.
Usually,
Not in Delaware.
not in Delaware.
But people are
Good to
waiting
remember
online.
that.
I guess they think it's good.
Mm,
Yeah, they don't know the difference.
Wow.
right.
Yeah,
Nobody was happy.
so, time to eat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my son was living down there. He went to college down there. So it's- yeah,
30-minute
Okay.
dinner break.
All right, we're gonna take a dinner break.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
All right. Thanks.
And that's why, you know, in the back of the garage, the boiler, usually elevated. Yeah. But actually the carbon monoxide is slightly heavier than air.
Well, that's why the farmers die. If they have a pit they're throwing all the manure into,
Yeah,
or, they don't have a sewer system.
yeah,
If someone tries to reach for something that dropped or they fall in, there's no oxygen there inside the pit. It's all carbon monoxide or methane. That's what it is. Yeah.
oh, methane.
The methane from
Yeah. Displaces the air. It's
Mhm.
heavier than the air. So this falls to the ground, pushes the air. Yeah. That's what, when I was a young man,
Mhm.
the the auto mechanics didn't have a lift. They had a pit in their garage. So you drove the car over the pit, and the mechanic worked in the pit underneath the car.
Yeah.
But the hydrocarbons are heavier than air. So if you had some type of leak or something in the garage, mechanic could be under the car,
Mhm.
and then all these hydrocarbons come down. There's ignition, and boom, and you can't escape.
Right.
Wow.
Really, that's why they're illegal now.
Really?
You remember when we were kids, right?
Yeah,
You could drive a car over a pit, had garages like that,
yeah.
and the mechanic would be down there.
Oh, yeah.
That's really dangerous. That's why you can't have them anymore. That's not allowed. Car's got to be lifted in the air. Yeah, but these certain hydrocarbons, all hydrocarbons, will seek the lower level and will seek that pit. And they're down there with you, ignite it, and it's boom. You know, like there's a mixture of hydrocarbons in the air. That's what gasoline ignition is.
Mm.
Yeah. So, like oil would not do that
Mhm.
because oil will not vaporize. These hydrocarbons we're talking about is a vapor. But if, say, you had an oil tank and the oil tank leaked oil down the pit, that oil isn't going to vaporize. You throw a match in the oil, the match is going to go out because the vapors ignite, not the oil. The oil is cool and it'll just extinguish the match. But if you heat that oil up to 125 degrees,
Oh.
then it'll start to vaporize. And that's what an oil burner does. Doesn't heat it up, but it pumps it through a nozzle to vaporize it. Then it's easily ignited.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so an oil leak can be a really, really big hazard. If it's leaking, like in a fire situation, then it's heated up,
Mhm.
then you're in bad trouble. Yeah.
Like if it's the summertime and temperature goes above 100 degrees.
Probably not. It's like 125. And there's a confinement there too.
Mhm.
You know, so, yeah. It's not that. It's usually something's heating it up. You know, like this.
there's a fire, and then there's an oil spill.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is the oil near the fire vaporizes, and then it runs across. The oil gets ignited. That's the ignition source, and the oil gets ignited, and then just gathers like a.
Yeah, I remember the birds.
The
Remember
movie?
that? Yeah, the movie.
Mm.
Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah. Was that Stephen King?
The, say it? Yeah.
What was that? Stephen King
I
movie?
think it was before
No,
that.
no.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, tell me, because
like the drunk guy stumbling around, right?
Oh.
And the birds, you know, knocked the
oh,
hose off the pump, right?
oh, okay.
And you could see the
Gasoline.
gasoline,
Oh,
right? And
Right.
and the drunk guy has a cigar in his mouth.
yeah.
And the people are saying, "Get out of here!" You know, they're trying to.
Yeah.
There was some interesting scenes in there.
But that gasoline, that'll just vaporize. Don't have to be heated up. You have a gasoline spill, there's vapors there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You drop a cigar, it's gonna ignite.
yeah.
But if that was an oil spill, I say you could drop your cigar in the oil. It's not gonna ignite. It's not vaporized yet.
Mm.
Has to be heated up to vaporize. Yeah, so oil is much safer, really, than the gasoline. You know, like going down the road, an oil truck spill is a lot safer than a gasoline truck spill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The oil is environmental concern, block off the drains, street drains and
Mhm.
everything, you know, sandbag it, keep the oil.
Yeah, I have a cousin, I think I told you a little bit about my cousin Eddie. Call him Eddie Spaghetti or,
Yeah.
For a long time, he was, his cousin had a business of delivering oil
Yeah,
on homes and,
sure,
yeah.
yeah, heating oil, yeah.
And, yeah, and he always made the point that oil is combustible but not
Inflammable,
inflammable.
yeah. The inflammability is
yeah.
from the vapors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then usually those inflammable vapors hug the ground. They're like, if we had a gasoline spill in this room, the vapors would be about 9 inches above the floor. So the rule is 18 inches.
Mm-hmm.
You want an ignition source, 18. They double. It's like a safety factor. You know, you might be safe at 10 inches, but we don't want to give people that close. And it's just like everything's a safety factor. Like if I make this rope and it holds 600 pounds, I tell you, you could use it to 300 pounds. I'll tell you, use it to 600 pounds. That's risking your life. So I tell you, it could be used to 300. That's a safety factor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or,
so-
or
yeah.
the weight on the ladders.
yeah, right, sure. Yeah, if you could use this ladder to 250 pounds, you could put 300 pounds on the ladder. But, you know, you're entering that safety factor area, you know. Best to use things as they were designed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because things have defects too, right?
That's a little low. Some people weigh more than 250 pounds.
Oh, no, but they make 250 pound ladders. They make 300 pound ladders, probably make 400 pound ladders. You know. I climbed on ladders in the fire department. I got to be more than 400 pounds of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A 200-pound fireman carries somebody 200 pounds out, that's 400 pounds out.
Mm-hmm.
No, so it's just that they do make ladders probably that the maximum load is 250 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's a safety factor. They made that ladder for 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be a lightweight. That would be, you're right, that would be a lightweight ladder, yeah. Yeah, more normal would be 300, 400 pounds. 400-pound people usually aren't climbing a ladder,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, big handrails. Electric junction boxes. Wet environments with electric, sure. You know, there's a lot in electric. Well, I don't think it's this course, but there's a lot in electric that are safety issues, like you wouldn't have a electric panel in a bathroom.
Right. Well.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I don't think that's what this course is about tonight. You know, all these little things with electric and safety.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's more like how do we operate on the inspection grounds for our safety, to notice things for other people's safety. You know.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you're right. You know, lead paint. Lead in paint and lead in plumbing. I never saw that. Let's say you have a lead bender on the toilet. I don't see that as a hazard.
Lead in the toilet?
No lead bend.
Oh.
All toilets have a lead bend. Now we have a plastic
Yeah,
bend.
yeah.
But that, you know, my day they were all lead.
Oh.
Is it because of the cost that they're doing to the plastic?
No, it's because, well, yes, and like when they had lead bends, plastic hadn't been invented.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have had plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't invented. That's why. Now they change it to plastic because plastic is here. Yeah.
Well, hey, plastic is not a renewable resource. If you can use lead, it's probably better. You're gonna run out of oil to use for plastic
Oh.
eventually. What are you gonna do when they run out of oil to drill for?
Yeah. Well, the only thing is that the you know, to manufacture other types of pipes, you probably need oil for the manufacture. You know.
Mm.
So I think that these cast iron pipes
Mm-hmm.
are manufactured and they wear out probably before plastic. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yes.
eventually we'll run out of oil to use to make plastic. Maybe, and then we could need to find something else to make it with.
Well, I think that sometimes what people you're in solar,
Mm-hmm.
so solar is trying to make energy
Mm-hmm.
without using
Oil or
Yeah.
gas.
right. So there'll be more of that, not less of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so maybe that'll take some of the pressure off
With the oil.
running out of oil. There's hard things to change in society. In other words, you take public transportation.
Yeah.
If everybody took public transportation,
there would be a lot less hydrocarbons in the air and exhaust in the air and cars and vehicles on the road, and a lot less demand on the roads and a lot less vehicles built. It would be nice. Can you make them get in the train? That's the problem. Yeah,
You gotta change
yes,
the values and the culture of the people in the country.
right.
And it's possible because people
Yes.
in Japan take the train a lot more often.
Oh, in Europe too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
See-
But there's been a lot of,
See if the other students are on,
oh yeah, they're back. Yeah,
back.
no, I can see that. Yeah, they never leave, really. You would say take a break.
Well, I wanna keep track
No, I
of
mean,
them.
they don't go home, they're home.
All right.
All right, we'll take a roll call. You there, Joe? Joe's there.
Yes, I am.
See?
Batteries running
And
low.
Jose, you there?
Not possible.
Jose is going to the bathroom.
It could be.
Yeah, it could very well be. Oh, so, there's been a lot of people, this is not new.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, they were trying to get Americans out of cars. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
Now, you can have a hard and fast dictatorship like communism and say you get in a train, I'll kill you. Yeah. No, it's hard.
Well,
There's trade-offs, yeah.
it's a lot harder in America
Yes.
than other countries.
Yes.
Because so much of America is very spread out.
Yes. Yeah.
Europe, it's a much smaller area.
Yes,
Right.
of course.
And most of the people live in a small area.
Yeah, they could walk to the stores.
Mhm.
You know, they don't even need a car. Or they have a car to take on a holiday or to take on Sunday, but nobody in the family needs a car.
Right?
On my block, every house has got 5 cars. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't need a car. I've been
Right.
taking the train for years
Yeah,
because a lot of the times where I work and my friend's house, we're all
yeah,
near a train station.
right, yeah. Oh, that's good, you know, yeah. I mean, that's why in this city they had the subway system, and the city developed around the subway system.
Mm-hmm.
As you got further out, like if you went to Ozone Park and that was the end of the subway, when you went out further to Laurelton or something, you had to take a bus to the subway.
Mm.
That was a cheaper house, you know,
Mhm.
because that was 2 steps in transportation, you know. A lot of Rockaways where you had to take a bus to the subway. I mean, they do have a subway in Rockaway, but it's the end of the line too, you know. Yeah, but that's how the inner city developed as a, and that's how a lot of our country developed too, with the waterways. Like I have a place in Ellenville, that was on the canal system. It was a big thriving
Right,
populace. Because
Sure,
it was on the
that's a
water
big
system.
thing.
Kingston was like that. All these cities grew up around the water.
Uh-huh.
And that's how all supply and barges and everything came by water.
And even now, the
Yeah.
waterways are the most energy efficient way to travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, you use the less
Yeah.
fuel to travel by boat
Exactly.
Yeah.
and move your cargo by boat.
Yeah, because you could put a lot on the boat.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. So the smaller vehicle gets less bang you get for your buck. But then the train came, and now it became very popular to be like, say, at a hub trains, like you had a big train station in your city, now it's easy to get to your city, it's easy to deliver supplies to your city, and some of these cities that were on the waterways deteriorated.
Mm-hmm.
because now the train took over. Now, like you say, it's trucks, these big trucks, you know,
Wow.
yeah.
Moving things by truck is a very expensive, and it's
Okay, but here, I'll give you an example. The pipeline,
Mhm.
so, you know, one political party wants to shut down a pipeline. Much more dangerous to move things by trucks over the road than in a pipe.
Absolutely. I know.
But why they wanna shut down the pipeline? It's much more dangerous, you know, it's, we grapple with these things our whole lives, you know. Yeah, I could never understand that. I mean, I worked in New York City. My whole time working in New York City, we have pipelines for the jet fuel. The pipelines go to JFK and Newark, and they travel all over the city and the Queens, and there's signs. We know in the fire department where the pipelines are. We drill on the pipelines, and they have automatic shut-offs today, and people sit around a room full of computers and watching the flow and everything, if there's any indication of leak. There's all kinds of safety factors. But never, ever in my career did I really experience a real spill or hear a company going to a real spill. Overturned, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. Oil, oh yeah.
right.
Any other hazardous chemicals in truck, oh yeah. You know, but not pipeline.
Even ships have a spill sometimes.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, they sure that oil spill that killed all the birds.
Mhm.
Yeah. They say that this sewage spill in Washington D.C.
Oh.
was worse than that.
Hmm.
And worse for the environment than that. What was the name of that big oil spill?
Yeah,
Valdez or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
by the Gulf of Mexico.
I don't know if it's the Valdez oil spill.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I didn't hear about the sewage spill.
You didn't hear, but it's just current. I don't know if it's cleaned up yet. In
Mhm.
Washington D.C.
Was that like a few days ago?
No, it was a month ago or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, big deal, but, you know, it's not made a big, only things that are made a big deal on media are a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Very much, we're not in control.
In control.
Yeah. All right, so. Let's see, you know, there's a thing with technology, you know. We used to get oil from whales, right? What
Yeah.
are we gonna do when we don't have oil? You know, it's always, wasn't the politicians saying, well, we're gonna find oil, you know what I mean? It was always the
That-
technology leading,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Back then,
yeah.
they got oil because that was the only option. And I went for
No, but there was one time they're getting oil from the whale,
Uh-huh.
and they didn't know about that. Yes, it became the better sort of only option, but, you know, at one time, it wasn't like the politicians were, you know, seeing this, maybe, okay, we're gonna run out of whale oil,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't have the solution. A lot of times, solution comes from technology.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it has evolved through the years like that. Like, when I was young, there was no solar.
Right.
You know, as these needs grow, the innovation
Right.
grows, but it usually doesn't come from politicians. It comes from innovators and people that, you know, are researching and making, you know,
Yeah.
but it's not usually the government researchers.
Right.
You know, it's somebody that sees an opportunity and gets creative and finds a solution
Or even sometimes they don't even know it's a solution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the reason you
Yes.
need solar panels is because we got so many different things using electric now.
Yes.
If it was only
No, and you, I think you mentioned last week,
Uh-huh.
the AI.
yeah, well, that's a
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah, that's the glacier looming over us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If we only needed electric for light bulbs, there'd be almost no need for solar panels. But we have dishwasher, electric cars, heated pools, and
All kinds of appliances
Yeah.
and, whatever.
Sure, electric cars, yeah. Now, heat pumps,
uh-huh.
right? The heating and air conditioning, yeah. Electric stoves. I mean, they want to do away with gas.
Yeah, in New York City, there's like
Yes,
extra
yeah.
$500 you have to pay if you want to get a gas stove.
Yeah.
They're encouraging people to
Yes,
get
I know,
the electric stove.
but something's gonna have to give with the grid.
Well, that's why they said there's not enough power in the grid. That's why
Yes.
they want you to get the solar panels.
No, but but they want you to get an electric stove, which is taxing the grid.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
And they
So,
want you to
yeah.
get the solar panels
Yes. Yeah.
to power it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
No, we don't know what's the next thing to come along. Right? Batteries. We've made a big jump in a lot of batteries now.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
carbon nanotubes.
And maybe they could, there'd be more jumps.
Right. They're still testing
Sure.
the nanotube batteries.
Yeah.
It's like,
So, like, and we switch, they're still testing. With our weapon systems. They're testing weapons right now that we're not gonna hear about for 20 years.
mm-hmm.
There's
Yeah.
things flying over that, yeah.
Yeah, when they had that
Yeah.
thing in the news about drones or whatever,
Yeah.
people saw drones. It was really just the government testing their new machines they had.
Yeah.
They didn't want to tell anyone, but they were.
Yeah, so my son interviewed for a job like that one.
Oh, really?
Well, he has a doctorate in mechanical engineering, and the government hires people like him. He was interviewing for jobs, and one of the jobs was, so our government would sign a contract, like the stealth bomber. And that was developed, what, over 20 years before it came out. Do you know what I mean? So the government has a lot of times paid for these contracts, but the government actually now, and they learn from, they learn their lesson, they hire people like that with doctorates in science to oversee these companies. Like, are they gonna make this work, do they? But
Yeah.
my son didn't take that job. But in other words, if he took that job, he could never ever talk about what he was working on again ever in his life, because it
Oh,
was
wow.
always
Really?
futuristic.
Yeah.
It was, big secret. But he thought it was a dead end job for him
Mm.
Mm.
because that's it.
Well, if they pay well
Well,
enough, why
No,
not?
no, but he didn't want that.
Yeah.
He's kind of a researcher.
Well, I was
Yeah.
doing something kind of like that.
No, but he didn't want that.
Right.
He wanted to work on things,
Uh-huh.
not oversee people that are working on things. So he didn't see it as,
That's different.
he didn't see it as an opportunity for him. Now, people take that job, so they see it as an opportunity for them.
Sure.
Yeah, we're all built different.
Mm-hmm. But when I was working at Verizon, we were testing the phones the 5G phones before they could be released to the stores.
Yes.
To make sure they're working right.
Of course, yeah.
And we weren't really supposed to tell anyone what we
No.
saw there.
No.
I saw the folding screens
Yeah.
before anyone else did.
Yeah.
The what screen?
You know how they have folding screens,
Yeah.
the phones that fold over?
Oh,
Flip phones.
Yeah, but
I know.
the old
Not the old, yeah.
the old flip phones,
Yes.
the screen didn't fold. Now the screen can fold itself.
Yeah.
They're still very expensive, like over $1,000 to get one of those.
Yeah, always the technology is expensive, and then
right.
And then it
Comes
goes
down.
down,
yeah, always look at TVs now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
You know, I had a Sony TV that the family bought for me. It was like $2,500. A Sony, big thing. Took 2 men to move it. You know, I mean, now you can get just way better than that for probably
Mhm.
$700.
Now you can get it for
$500.
like
Yeah.
90 inches or something.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
90-inch
Movie
screen.
theater. Yeah.
Yeah, that Sony was probably 52 inches. I forget.
Hmm.
Well, we just put it out to the curb eventually. Never broke. But who the fuck wants it? You know what I mean? When flat screens came out,
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
who the fuck wanted this big Sony
Oh, God.
cabinet with the 52-inch screen in it?
A lot of people want those.
Well, we could have it. We
the-
put it out to the curb.
The CRT screens are considered to be much better for the old video game systems.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, I don't want it. Nobody in
Well-
my family wants it. We put it out.
Yeah, you don't need it.
No.
But there's a lot of people willing to pay good money for one of those used. So you should go to eBay and sell it.
No, it's gone.
I know, but if
Oh.
you ever come across one again,
Oh,
there's people willing to buy one of those.
yeah.
And they have very specific things they want to use it for.
Right. I can see that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like the older video games look better on the older screens. That's because that's what it was built for.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But if I notice people that are playing these, they want it for nothing. No. I'm with you. Also, I think we hit a lot of these. We hit a lot of these things. Like I was talking about plumbing. Like we had lead in our solder. Do I really think that because you have copper pipes in your house and they were put in when there was lead in the solder that you're at any hazard? No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
No. But it's a good thing that they're not selling lead solder anymore. Yeah, sure, because people are working with it and they're nailing it and stuff, But I don't think it's a hazard in the pipes. Like, there's a lot of lead mains from the street in New York City, in Queens. I mean, I could go inspect houses right now. My house in Rosedale had a lead main, probably still has a lead main. There's no hazard. Like, it isn't like that. I turn on the faucet, I'm getting all lead out of it. Coated.
Yeah.
And then there is no, you can take the sample of water to the lab and it's okay. There's a certain natural coating that comes inside the pipes eventually. So. But yeah, the asbestos covering on the heating pipes, that's something that you could see that can get damaged, can create a dust, a friable dust. I see lead paint, I see distressed paint that would be dangerous, like if you start scraping this, you're gonna be in a whole bunch of lead dust and inhaling it.
How would you recognize lead paint when you see it?
What happens is that, first of all, you're in a house probably built before 1968.
Hmm.
Because after that,
there was no lead paint. So you have to be in a house like yours, you know, or my house in Rosedale, or any house built in 1920, 30, 40. You start to get 50s, they started coming in, you know, DuPont, Lucite and all this came out with the water-based paint. But let's say they have a cutoff in 1968. If your house is built after 1968, you don't have to worry about lead paint. You know, it was no longer manufactured. So you have an older house, and you assume, like I'm in Lynbrook, the house built in the 1920s, got plaster walls and paint. That there's lead paint in this house. Because when it was built in 1920, they painted with paint. They didn't have anything but lead paint. It has to have lead paint in it.
Yeah.
Then another coat of lead paint, another, you know, maybe it's got 3 coats of lead paint. Now, but there's no hazard because it's all painted nice, and there's no hazard because there's no distress. It has to be peeling, chipping, flaking, being atomized to be a hazard.
What about,
You have to be able to ingest it. Can you ingest this? You know what I mean? Like, let's say we're in Lynbrook and this is painted wall. You can't ingest it. I mean, you'd have to
Scrape it off.
yes, but that's not a hazard. That's your making a hazard, but it's not a hazard now.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. In demolition, yeah, you're making hazard now. You have to take precautions. You have to use a contractor that works with lead paint hazards and use mask and fans and ventilators and HEPA filters and
Right.
damp cleanup, you know, not creating, you know, dust like that, wiping it up with damp cloths and everything, so to keep the dust at a minimum, you know.
how much do
clean
you
it.
think, I don't know the answer to this, but how much, when they got the quote, lead out from the gasoline, right?
Yeah,
If the fumes, that was the problem, especially like on highways and trucks and all that, right?
yeah, the
Yeah.
admissions,
The emissions, yeah,
yeah.
right. So, did you think that was,
Help clean up the atmosphere?
yeah,
Yeah, probably did. A lot of things,
especially in congested
yes.
places, right?
No, a lot of pollution that was around is a lot less polluted today because of education and,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
people becoming aware of.
That's
you know,
right.
Yeah, regulations. All regulations aren't all bad. You know, look at all what Grumming dumped here in Bethpage.
oh, God,
How many rivers had
Yes.
chemicals dumped into them?
Of course, all over the country. You know,
Yeah.
but a lot of that is cleaned up. Not perfect, but better than it was in 1960.
yeah, a
when
lot
people
better,
were totally, yes.
yeah.
Yeah. So we did hit a lot of this. We talked about natural gas, propane, carbon monoxide. We didn't talk about radon gas. We kind of don't talk too much about radon gas.
And what do they use radon for in the home?
No, they don't use it. It's an off gas.
An off gas?
Yes, from
The ground,
yes, from the ground, but usually it's a rocky terrain, like
sure,
let's say granite or something like that. So a lot of times I don't talk too much about radon gas in this course because on Long Island we have no radon gas.
yeah,
Oh.
There's just no. But Joe Paterno is up in Westchester. He's getting
oh, yeah,
close to areas that he inspects. Joe inspects areas that have radon gas, and he probably has a way of testing, or he has somebody test
when you buy a house
Uh-uh.
up
Ask
in Rockland, yeah, I'm,
ask him about
yeah,
that.
he knows I'm asking. Up in Rockland County and up that way, now where
Right.
you have a more rocky terrain,
Right,
like where my house is in Ellenville, like in other words, I can't dig down too far to put a footing in, cause I hit bedrock.
Hmm.
Can't dig, it's bedrock, I'm on rock, you know?
yeah.
But if I had a foundation, that rock may be off-gassing radon gas, which is a carcinogen. So they have areas of the country where they have to mitigate, and they put the mitigation systems in, and that takes the hazard away. What they actually do is they ventilate underneath the house,
Right,
and then they have fans blow out this ventilation above the house, so it doesn't, your off
And
gas
that's-
doesn't enter the house. So they create a negative pressure under the house,
Mm.
so it doesn't permeate into the house.
Right.
And then it exhausts up into the air.
Okay.
Yeah, so one time I was in Wisconsin, and I was walking around the neighborhood. My son was up there giving a lecture, so Dad, you wanna go to Wisconsin, we'll play golf or something like that, but he had to do a lecture. Okay, after the lecture, so what am I doing? You know, I'm getting in a rental car, I'm going down, so I'm walking around town, I walk around the neighborhood, and I see these ventilations, I figured it out. They have radon here.
Mm.
There's a radon, that's not something that I see.
Isn't it mainly because it's disturbed, right? Because of the development?
Well, I would say if you'd have a house there, you wouldn't have to
Like-
mitigate it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but.
Right, no, but it wouldn't, in other words, say it's off gassing into the field, it's just gonna keep going up, but when you build a house over it, and it's off gassing, it's trapped in the house.
Right. So the radon would be coming out no matter what.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct. So it doesn't matter if it comes out in the yard next to the house, it's into the house foundation. So when you test for radon gas, they send you a canister from the lab, and you put the canister down the basement in sort of a dead spot. You don't put it on the floor, you put it on a table, like this, table this high,
Mm-hmm.
over in this dead corner where the air isn't moving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't wanna put it with a door and people coming in and out and ventilating it. You want it to gather, so you might put one in the basement, one on the first floor, something like that. They tell you where to put it,
mm,
and you leave it for 48 hours, and then it calculates the units, I forget what the units are, pico units.
Mm-hmm.
you use what?
Pico.
Pico units.
What's,
That's
Pico, it's a measure of
oh, okay,
the radon gases.
oh, okay,
So they measure the pico units,
right,
and then what happens is this canister that you put out, you rip off the seal, you let it operate, then you put the seal back on, send it to the lab, and if they pick up so many pico units in that 48 hours, then your house needs mitigation.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joe, you come in contact with these, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See, on Long Island, I bought canisters, I put canisters out, like companies would say, oh, we're gonna buy the house, we're moving our employee, you have to do this, and it's test for radon, all right, test for radon. So I have these radon canisters in my house, somebody calls me, I take them out, and I do. Now, one time somebody called me to do the radon test, I went to look at the canister, it was expired.
Mm-hmm.
So how am I gonna keep them?
Right.
You know what I mean? I can keep them, I don't know the next time I'm gonna get a call for them.
not on Long Island.
Right.
But if I live where Joe lives, then maybe I would have a set of canisters in my
How
house.
frequent is that in that area, Joe?
Well, it depends, he knows, like, the
Yeah, right.
government maps out areas. Long Island would be very low,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's not a hazard, but I'm sure Rockland County is higher, and maybe Dutchess County is, you know, so this is a place where if you buy a house, you're gonna test for radon, because they have a history of picking up radon that has to be mitigated. Do you do the radon testing yourself, Joe, or do you
No,
farm it?
I do it myself, it's pretty simple.
Yes,
I
yeah,
usually send it to the lab,
yes.
and they give me the results.
Yeah.
But in our area, we have it in every house,
Yeah.
but on different levels.
Just
Right.
about every house?
Now,
Yeah.
do you see a lot of mitigation systems installed?
I do,
Oh, okay.
I see them every once in a while. not all
Okay.
the time.
Right. Yeah. Now, I've never seen one in my life on Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like $2,500 to mitigate it, it's not too bad.
Right.
Hmm.
So if I did a house up in your area, I would have somebody else do it because you have to go back and pick up the canisters, right, Joe?
Yeah,
So I'm not driving from Long Island to pick up the canisters.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, Joe, you wanna do it, or sometimes termites do it, termite guys do it, right, Joe?
oh, I don't know,
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
yeah, a real estate told me that one time when I was upstate, he said, you need a radon test, but I'm not gonna do it. She goes, no, we have, sometimes our termite contractors do radon too, cause that fits in right with what they do. They go to a house, inspect the termites, they have an area, you know, and then it's a side business, do radon. Add on, I guess. Yeah. So it certainly you have to know about it,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
How about in parts of New Jersey,
Yeah,
Connecticut?
probably northern New Jersey. Whatever you think of rocky terrain, but you
Yeah.
could look it up. You could look it up. Any county probably in US and you know, you look on radon frequency in Rockland County, say. They'll give you a number.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, the whole country is mapped out like that.
Yeah, you can Google that.
Yeah, you Google it.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
Google a map of radon, where areas where radon is a hazard.
Mm.
Now, have they ever found radon on Long Island? Maybe they have. I don't think they ever
That
mitigated.
area, in that area, it's low potential.
Yeah, because it's sand, you know, it's sandy soil.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Get very low readings.
that's right, at the best. You know what I had, Joe? Whenever I did it, had 0.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere.
Move it up where I am, and then
Yes.
above,
Yes,
like Albany, and then across.
yes,
That's where it's heavy.
yes. Yeah. Yeah, you see Long Island? Yeah.
Let me see.
So we're not in that area.
Mm.
Yellow.
Yeah, yeah.
Red.
Yeah, now, Joe, years ago, when I did it, the mitigation was $1,200. Now it's $2,500. That's the way it goes,
Oh, really?
right? It's not the end of the world. But as a home inspector, I wanna make people aware of it, have a radar. So let's say you inspect the house. Oh,
Hey,
yes,
Bill's
Get-
Bill's gotta put a mute on his,
getting feedback again.
feedback again. You've got 2 open.
Yeah.
I went to open this and I forgot you still had that open on here.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Well, you could shut it on there.
yeah.
But you could look, oh, well, you showed us the map.
Yeah.
You could have got that map on your phone too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, in Orange, I would be remiss if I went up to Rockland County
Mhm.
and did not say to the people that they should get a radon test.
Right.
Because if something like that happened, they could say, I had a home inspector, didn't even bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
through the years, they've had all kinds of add-on for home inspectors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
More things.
Joe, do you remember there was a scare with granite countertops were off gassing,
oh, yeah,
and they
right.
were selling meters. I think Tony, what's his name,
Yeah, I know who you mean,
moved to Florida.
yeah.
My good friend. I think he bought one. But they you inspect the house and, I'll measure the off gases on your granite countertop for radon.
Was there really gas coming from the countertop?
I think there might have been. But what happened is that when things caught on, and became aware of it, the stone yards would investigate that they're not buying granite that could off gas. So it never came into your home.
Mm.
So there was an evolution of that. But I don't think it was it. Another one they used to have was, I'll sell you a gadget and train you to inspect oil tanks. You know, so your home inspector, you buy these tools, and you're doing a sonogram on the oil tank to see how deteriorated it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it's an old tank. Replace the old tank. You know. So a lot of these add-ons are, I'm selling a home inspector, a whole bunch of tools that, you know.
Well, my grandma actually had her old tank inspected one time just to check
Yeah.
if she needed to have it removed from the ground.
Yes.
She didn't plan on using it again. But someone said, they expected it to be a bad tank. And she was happy to hear there was no leaks in that tank.
Yes.
Mm.
Now is that tank still there?
I think they took it out anyway.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. That you have an old abandoned tank in your yard.
Uh-huh.
Somebody tests it, and it doesn't leak. Or is it going to leak 5 years from now, 6, 7?
Yeah,
You know, when is it
exactly.
going to leak? You know, just get it out of here.
Right.
Or properly abandoned, which is clean it and fill it with sand.
Mm-hmm.
Or foam, but nobody fills it with foam.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more expensive to fill with some foam, so why don't you fill it with sand?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like I said, on this, I think we hit everything. They have lockout, tag out. You know what lockout, tag out is?
Isn't there
Yeah.
something like for
Electric.
dangerous equipment?
Yes.
You gotta lock it so that no
Right.
one who's not
Trips.
supposed to be
Turn it back on.
right.
Yeah. You know, ground fault interrupter, GFIs,
Mm-hmm.
exposed conduits, wet environments, exposed wires, or exposed junction boxes, defective switches.
Oh.
For a little of electric. Okay. Hidden dangers at home. Formaldehyde, that was a big scare.
Yeah, right.
Who needed to use formaldehyde at home?
Okay, so this is what happened. They had, years ago, I'll say in the 1970s, there was a big energy crisis in the 1970s.
Right.
The Carter years, gas first started going up.
Uh-huh.
They had shortages of gas. If you wanted to gas up your vehicle, you had to wait online,
Yeah, I know.
and you had to go on every other day, depending on your license plate. You know, if you were license plate ended at even number, you had to go on
Even number,
even number of days to get gas, and odd numbers go on odd days, and there was a line to get gas.
Mm.
So there was an energy crisis, and that started the insulation saved you energy.
Mm-hmm.
Oil was going up, you know, price of oil, gas. So people were spraying insulation inside your walls
Mhm.
They were doing it from outside, drill a hole in your house, pump the base with insulation. It was a formaldehyde insulation. And it was off gassing into the house. And that became a big scare. Like, for example, my friend bought a house and he had formaldehyde insulation, some rooms in his house. His wife made him have somebody come down and take the walls, take the formaldehyde out.
Mm.
Now, she was probably pissing into the wind because of formaldehyde. By the time he bought the house, it's probably so old. He bought the house in '90s, say,
Mhm.
that it had already off-gassed.
Right.
You know, all the hum was, you know, so. But, you know, sometimes people get in their mind. And
Oh,
you
yeah.
ain't ever, I'll give you a tip when you're inspecting a house, if somebody's got in their mind something, you could bring a scientist to the house, you'll never ever change their mind.
Some
Yeah.
people have in their mind that solar panels cause cancer,
Yes.
and I've never seen anyone give any
That's-
evidence for that. in
No.
any
No,
way.
but you'll never ever convince that person
That's
that it
right.
doesn't.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're inspecting,
Mm-hmm.
and you felt, I think I might have said, I remember saying this not that long ago, I don't know if I said it last week, where I went to a house and the lady said there was ghosts in the house.
Goes to the house.
It's possible.
Okay, fine. I backed out of a house and didn't take any money, no contract, anything. I got my car and left. I said, I can't help you. I was afraid of her. I was afraid of a lawsuit because they didn't find ghosts or something. Like, she was nuts. She had what they term ghosting. You could look that up on your phone. Ghosting is like a thermal effect.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, people used to smoke, and sometimes you could see traces of
Oh,
the joists on the ceiling. You ever see that?
yeah.
Okay, that's called ghosting. And what happens is the dust in the house is collecting on the warm area, not the cold area, or vice versa. But it's a thermal effect. And she had that in her house. And I went on her roof, I looked at her, turned on a boiler, checked her chimney, checked it, checked the fireplace. I looked everywhere, and I had determined that she has no hazards. I don't think it did some air quality test, but I didn't even have to, and then I explained it all to her, and then this is a thermal effect. You have to do is repaint your house.
Mm.
And you could insulate
Right.
to mitigate that effect, so everything's more or less the same temperature. But she wouldn't believe me when she said, no, I know it's ghost. You know, doo-doo, you know, like, I mean, I don't want anything to, you know. She was like that lady that thinks the soul is gonna cause cancer, you know, just.
Yeah.
You're never gonna convince these people are naked harm you, because they're nuts. And you can't talk to nuts.
Or autism is
No,
caused
but
by
people that are nuts,
something, you know?
Mm. It caused by vaccines.
Caused by, no,
No.
no.
but it might, wait, okay, you say no, and I'm not disagreeing, but there might be a relationship because they have studies like the Amish people
Yeah.
don't get autism,
Because
but they don't get the vaccines.
That's right.
So it should be more investigated. That's where I'm
That's
coming
sure,
from.
you
Should be more investigated.
Investigating is a different thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but there's people that stand in your way of investigating. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're nuts if you think it should be investigated. That, you know, that's how we are today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's something that autism is much more prevalent today, and have the statistics than it was. What's causing it? Well,
Mhm.
we investigate everything. That's where I'm coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
check every
I don't
possibility.
care what the truth is.
Sure.
I really don't care.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm,
that's
I'm,
right.
I'm more, let's get a solution to solve the problem and see what we have to change.
Well, the problem is some people don't want you to know the truth.
Well, some people make up their mind before they have the facts.
Right.
You know, have an agenda, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't see myself as having an agenda, you know.
No,
Yeah. Okay, carbon monoxide's killed. And water damage has hundreds of family. Mold, we didn't talk about mold. Oh, mold. I've been through the whole thing with mold.
yeah, wow.
You know, like there was a time where every single day, the centerfold in the newspaper was mold, and this building is mold, and these people are sick, and this and that, and every
Right.
freaking
Right,
day. I have a mold license, you know, I didn't renew it last time, you know, oh, your mold license up for renewal. So I never use it.
yeah,
But, I mean, mold was everything, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Where to go? Where to go? Indoor air quality, mold, and, you know.
So what? People stopped caring about it after a while.
Well, these things hit the headlines and stay in the headlines and stay until they go, you know. It's just, and
Well-
mold to me, mold comes from dampness.
Right.
Yeah,
So you have a leak, you have water damage, just fix the leak,
Mm-hmm.
then fix the house, you know. So if this sheetrock is mold, the first problem is where is the moisture coming from?
right,
Solve that problem, investigate that problem. You don't mitigate this mold.
What if you have mold on the bathroom tiles?
Yes, so there's not enough ventilation in the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Put a bigger fan in your bathroom and leave it on after you take an hour, shower for 15 minutes or so, you know. It's ventilation, you got this moisture in the room,
Uh-huh.
and things are moist, you're gonna get mold over a certain level of humidity, you're gonna get mold. So, find a solution to condensation, leak, you know, humidity coming from the ground, and solve that. Now you've cleared up the environment for mold. You have, take the sheetrock out, throw it in a dumpster, put up new sheetrock, and you have no mold hazard. But, you know, it became I tell you, it's personal experience. I inspect the house in Oceanside, really nice house. It's on the water, you know, have a bulkhead, a boat. It's kind of high end, and a really nice house. I think a builder owned the house or something. My client bought the house. It's got a wolf stove. It's got, you know, it's a high end. He calls me up before he closes. He said the house was flooded with Sandy.
flooded with what?
Sandy.
Sandy, the storm,
Oh.
Remember her?
2012.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So his house got hit.
Right,
So he's talking to me. I was his home inspector, but he hasn't moved in yet, and he hasn't closed. But he has a contract to buy that. Said, I think you could get out of that contract if you want. You don't have to buy this house. The house has changed now. That changed the contract. You could talk to your lawyer. But I don't think you have to buy this house because it's not the house you looked at. This house been damaged by the water. But anyhow, I don't want to do that. I like the house. So, builder owns a house. Builder cleans up and gets rid of the water and mitigates the mold. He says to me, do you have somebody that does mold inspection? I says, yeah, the guy from Mahi, remember the guy that was president of Mahi?
Yeah,
Okay. He did mold. Him and his son did mold, remember?
right.
He was always talking about it. I called him up. No, I didn't call him. I gave his number to my client. And my client called me back shortly, next day. Same day. He said he wanted $2,500 to inspect my house.
Oh, that's outrageous.
The fuck is this? No materials, no nothing. Maybe you're gonna take some air samples, I don't know what you're gonna do. But you're gonna go in the house, you're gonna go down this crawl space, you're gonna look for mold, and you haven't done it, you haven't lifted a hammer, you haven't added a fan, you haven't done nothing. That's $2,500? I said, I'll go to your house, I'll look at your house. I go to this house, I go down the crawl space, everything is fucking beautiful. The guy replaced every single duct, every single screw, every single strap that's holding the duct. I mean, it was the most beautiful place you ever saw. There ain't any mold here. This guy did a good job. We'll buy the house, This is $2,500 to look.
Highway robbery, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was just total. And I saw a lot of that with mold. Like it just a payday.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
There's always gonna be somebody that'll cash in on people's fears.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, what? I did it one time. It was, I think it was before I met you, before 2005. But I had just became a home inspector and started doing it on my own. There was a housing crash.
Yeah.
Market, like now, nobody's buying houses. It was really bad. Like no, anyhow, it was just started, but nobody rang my phone for about 3 weeks or something like that. And I was talking to this other guy, and yeah, I'm not doing well. And he goes to somewhere out Midwest, Chicago or Ohio or something, Minnesota. He takes a course. So what do you think? With mold? Some environmental course. And then he comes back, he's telling me, oh yeah, I took this, he's got cards, I went back for this, so maybe it was there a week, he took a course. And now you're gonna pay him $400 to inspect your house. Let's say, and I'm thinking to myself, this asshole is a week in front of me. I'm gonna pay him for it. I mean, I may pay somebody that has 15, 20 years in this field $400, but I ain't paying somebody that went and took a class for 4 days, Like, come on, let's get a grip here, So, but there is like sometimes people are good at making money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But so I was always a little careful of add-ons because, let's say, I buy an inspection camera to scope the sewer lines or something. So I bought this camera. I'm here to help people. But after a while, I'm doing pretty good. And you know what? I convinced myself, every house I go to needs this. And pretty soon I'm selling you this, whether you need it or not. You know what I mean? In other words, there's always that temptation. I bought this machine that you need,
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the house, I'm selling this machine. Now all of a sudden, everybody needs their pipeline scoped.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, So I go to a house and somebody I think really needs a scope of their sewer line, I recommend, call this company, they'll inspect your sewer line. And that keeps me honest and they're getting a professional, But that's the way I look at it. There was somebody here that I think did those, and I'm sure he did an honest, good job, I'm not saying that. It's just not me buying something to add on to my inspection. I'll just go there and do what I do. And, refer you to somebody. Yeah. And there are, I don't care what scope I have. There's companies out there that do way better than I could ever do. Like this. I saw this, I went to this house and the lady hired somebody to inspect her cesspool. And they came out and they dug up her lawn and looked in the cesspool. They didn't dig up the whole lawn, but they opened it up, looked in the cesspool, went in the house, opened the waste pipe, put a camera in the waste pipe, checked that pipe, to a cesspool. I mean, these people did a wonderful job. I don't know what they charge. Maybe they charge $350. What am I going to charge? $350? Am I going to come with a shovel and open it and like do what they did? That's the person I would have if I was buying a house. You know what I mean? Why am I selling you me? But that's another good thing about home inspection. So like when you become a home inspector and you're doing a home inspection, you're making the decisions. You're doing it the way you want to serve people, not the way I'm telling you to do it. You know what I mean? You factor in, I like to do this, and I think I'm serving people by doing this, and
And
yeah, how
as
you
you go,
inspect your roofs with a drone or a ladder, you go on a roof, whatever, do a good job, you have confidence in you doing a good job. I don't care.
yeah, and
Yeah.
as you get to see other instructors, other inspectors, okay, like even the people that are online now, you can. Everybody has a different way to go about each of the tasks that are involved in doing inspections. And you're gonna find out, gee, I like the way he did, inspect the roof or something like that, And one of the things that you mentioned earlier, about walking around the house,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, almost like a signature, right?
Oh.
That's how you're doing this.
Yeah.
And the way you go into a basement and so forth and so on, people putting,
Well, there was somebody here one night, I don't know if you remember, but he was upset because I put up a ladder and walked on a roof. And he was almost insistent, we don't have to walk on a roof. You shouldn't walk on a roof. No inspector should walk on a roof. And then, like, are you gonna make me look bad if you're walking on a roof? I'm not walking on a roof. And the whole time, I didn't argue with him. I think this guy is fucking nuts.
yeah.
I
And
don't
you're gonna meet all
understand his
kinds of people.
motivation to mold me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? You go out the door tomorrow and you inspect the house. I don't even want to know what you do. Why are you trying to? You can't do this. Like what's motivating you to drive me to do something your way, right or wrong? I don't understand your motivation.
Well, like he said, he doesn't it.
But I maybe he's
You could've-
doing something else better than I. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's his
Sure.
business. Why is he concerned when I get my car tomorrow, whatever I do at a house?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
I don't
and
understand.
just like,
yeah,
clients you're gonna see
Yeah.
over the
Right.
the period of time that you're, in the business, okay? They, inspectors develop their own ways of
Yeah.
doing things. And, it's good to get a flavor of
yeah.
what that's
Yeah,
like.
Like Joe said, he doesn't walk on the roof, but he puts a ladder on the roof when he needs to and does the,
Right,
okay, whatever
right,
method you use.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I just don't understand
Mm.
about me getting upset however you're running your business.
Yeah, but like dogmatic or something.
No, it doesn't compute with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't care if a guy says, I never look up at the roof. I don't care.
I don't wanna see it.
No, I'm just saying that it's your business.
You'll wait for the flat tire.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. No, but I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, of
Of
course.
course, I want everybody to do a good job and do people have their methods. They go in the attic and look in the attic and outside. And
Yeah,
people have drones and people put up a ladder and people do whatever, whatever you want to do. You do a competent job and you're confident you do a competent job. Yeah.
yeah, and, you didn't talk so far a lot about, going up in an attic.
Oh, well,
But, that's a call you have to make, right?
Oh,
Because
oh, yes, yeah, no.
all kinds of attics and all kinds
Okay,
of,
there
things
is,
you're gonna
like
see,
even here, they
dead
have
or, dead or alive.
excessive moisture in the attic. So you could have mold in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
And you could have electrical hazards in the attic. We talked about raccoons and birds,
Mm.
animals nesting up in the attic. The insulation all torn up. So these, I'm motivated to get up in your attic.
Mm-hmm.
My client, my client, I want to get in the attic of the house that you're buying because you're buying that attic. And you're paying me to look at that house, and that's part of the house. So I'm motivated to
And,
move some things and move the hatch and put up a ladder, and get my head and body up there in your attic as much as I can to do an assessment of what's needed up there. Yeah, and sometimes you get up in an attic and it's like an L-shaped branch, so I actually have to crawl along to look in that, that front gable,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not something I could see from being in the middle of the attic. I have to crawl down to one end to see, and sometimes I'll crawl down an attic to look at like where the vent pipe comes through the roof, because sometimes there might be a leak there, or something, yeah. Because that's going through the roof, there's
Right.
flashing, and sometimes any place on a roof that's flashed is sort of a weak spot. That's where a roof is gonna leak normally, unless the roof is worn out. It's gonna leak at the seams, at the flashing, wherever, two planes of the roof come together, it's gonna leak there, because water runs down that valley,
Mm-hmm.
so that has to be taken care. Like when a chimney comes through a roof, it's got some metal flashing around the chimney to flash the chimney to the roof, and to keep water from banking up against that chimney, getting in between the shingles and the chimney and getting into the attic.
Mm-hmm.
So it hits a flashing that kind of keeps the moisture out.
Mm-hmm.
Of what wears out. The flashing, those little seams, they're not done correctly. Oops, you get a drip in your roof isn't worn out, but you get a drip in your attic. So those are the weak spots. Even like if you were in a townhouse, attached houses or something, you have a flat roof. Where is the weak spots? It's on either side of the roof where the rubber membrane comes up.
Mm-hmm.
It's there. It's not in the middle of the roof, you know, that's less prone to leaks than when it comes up. And then, like, sometimes there's different ways of flashing that to the parapet wall.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanna look at those parapet walls when you're up on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you know where the weaknesses are, and this would be where it would wear out, leak first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, yeah, it is some, so, you know, crawl spaces are the same way. I'm motivated to get into crawl space, because they're not entered a lot, they're not inspected a lot, you know, people tendency to ignore them,
Mm-hmm.
to take a good look at them. And you could get moisture in them, it could be a damp, moist place, get mold in them,
Mhm.
get termites in them. You know, can have neglected plumbing or wiring or construction that's just not normally visible to people, and they let it go undetected, and the situation gets worse because it's not easily entered, easily inspected, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And there was a article about a senior citizen tripped on sidewalk. We didn't mention that, but buckled sidewalk. Tree buckling.
Yeah,
the
tree
sidewalk.
roots.
Yeah. Trip hazards. We're walking around the property, we're looking for trip hazards. Trip hazards in the driveway, trip hazards in the front walk, sidewalk, patio. You know, someplace where somebody's gonna trip and hurt themselves, and you just inspected the house and didn't even point it out.
But that's not the homeowner's responsibility, right? The sidewalk.
Sidewalk,
That's done by the town.
some,
Oh.
some towns, yeah, some towns, see, it's our job to point that's out, the trip hazard. We don't care who repairs it.
Oh, okay.
We pointed it out. But some towns, you have to fix it. They'll town will put in the sidewalk. You're responsible for maintaining it.
Oh.
Yeah. And there's a lot of rules. Sometimes you can't cut down that tree that's buckling your sidewalk. But see, this isn't our problem. No, because we pointed it out.
Right.
We don't really know how it's solved, or care how it's solved. In other words, before you buy this house, investigate the trip hazard, so somebody isn't tripping there and suing you.
Right.
If you find out the town won't let you do it, but you might have to ask your lawyer,
The decision.
who's gonna, you know, if somebody gets hurt here, are they gonna sue the town, are they gonna sue me, is that, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah. Waterfronts are like that. I was looking at a property in Freeport, and the guy had waterfront, but he didn't have a bulkhead. And wanted to put a bulkhead. So he went to the town, and the town didn't allow a bulkhead on that property.
What's the bulkhead?
He doesn't want the house now.
What's a bulkhead?
Oh, that's the, looks like telephone poles and a retaining wall to keep the water in,
Oh.
and you tie your boat up to it.
Right.
Yeah. But they wouldn't allow that, they just wanted natural grade to go
Mhm.
down to the water. For nature, for whatever the reason.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't saying the whole town couldn't have bulkhead, but he couldn't have it on that property. So it's not a bad idea for us to bring up things to people, like, if you're familiar with something like that, tell them, you know what, I would check with the town
Mm-hmm.
before we go too far along with this, you know. He actually called off my inspection.
Oh, really?
You know, I was fine with it, there's no sense him buying the property, cause he couldn't put a bulkhead.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people have a house that there's some add-on to the house that isn't on the C of O. You know, we can notice that when we're on, oh, look, this is added. This is on the C of O.
So you have to look through all the paperwork to find out.
No, we don't. What I'm saying, you're buying this house, let's say, Ben, you realize that this back room is an addition?
Mm-hmm.
Did they have a proper permit for that?
Mm-hmm.
You better check with your lawyer before you sign a contract for this house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could say that, and you could do that, and I advise you, I might even put in my report, it's been an addition to the house, just make sure it's been proper permitted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, fine, I haven't harmed anybody, I tipped you off, and you can notify your lawyer or something.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say don't do that. And then you call me up and, you know, I have a bone to pick with you. You could clearly see this was an addition.
Mm-hmm.
You're a home inspector. And now I bought the house and they want a permit. You never even brought this up. Like, okay, I'm not gonna sue you, but I friggin' hate you, you know what I mean? Cause you could have done this for me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just, you know, like some people say, well, I shouldn't tell them that, that's not my business. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What harm did I do telling them? Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I told the lady, I said, I was sure, I had a porch in the back of the house, and enclosed the porch, and made a living space, so now it's like a den.
Mm.
And I said, I don't think this is on the C of O. I was just seeing signs like this. Didn't have a foundation, it's not, you know, just had that porch look to it, yet it was enclosed. So, she said, no, I looked into it, she was a real estate agent. No, blah, blah, blah. You know, she called me up a couple months later, you know.
You were right.
Yeah. But it was her. She was the real estate agent. She looked into it, or said she looked into it. Not good enough. But I'd rather have that than the opposite.
Exactly.
It's like maybe she would have said, you know, I made a mistake and it wasn't on. But you should have noticed things here that look like the construction wasn't up to standards and wasn't on the C of O, you know? I always wanna, you know, a man told me that when I was pretty young. I'll tell you what he told me. I was a young lieutenant in the fire department. And I just started, I got promoted and started, and so, old guy there. And he said, so, he's retiring, I'm just starting. Let me give you a tip. You're gonna go to an incident and you have a decision to make. Should I transmit a greater alarm? Should I take a 2.5-inch hose? Should I? He goes, always take the more conservative route, all the time. He goes, sometimes you could get a little embarrassed when you transmitted an alarm, a greater alarm, and it turned out to be nothing, a pot on the stove or something. Worst thing, your face gonna turn red.
Mm.
And that was a conservative decision. But don't transmit that and shit hits the fan and people get hurt and another fireman coming and getting hurt because you let things get out of hand, that's a lot different from your face turning red. So just always go that route.
Mm-hmm.
Always make the more conservative call. It was pretty good. Before I would ever not make a conservative call, I would really make sure I was,
Yeah,
you know, and I always did that. Like, let's say I was in on a fire. Well, let's say we had a fire in this room. I'm an officer. I'm in this room, and they knock it down. I'm sure there's no fire. I would tell the chief, "We're pushing in. We're getting it. I know but I'm a step ahead of him. If I have a flare up or I made a mistake, I never said it was knocked down. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was conservative.
yeah.
Yeah. It was, yeah. We're doing a good job. We're getting it. Yeah. But I know damn well we got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was just so you never have to backtrack and shit hits the fan. Why were you so quick to make this decision?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got it, and then you say, we don't got it. It was behind the wall, it's up the ceiling, not, you know, Mayday.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel that last semester. You just give yourself time. You put it out, clear it up, open the windows, and make sure it's okay. We got it. But before that, we would get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so relating that to home inspection,
Mm-hmm.
you know, should I put this in the report? Put it in the report.
Mm-hmm.
Should I write this up? You know, sometimes I'm a little ahead of the people that I'm inspecting the house for, and I think it's this. Well, a lot of times I don't open my mouth, and then have to say, "Oh, you know what? I was wrong." I'll back a little further. Oh, now I'm learning more.
Yeah.
Oh, this is better than I thought, or worse than I thought. And now I'm giving them good information. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm speaking, I'm giving them good
Right.
information. Yeah.
Again, better safe than sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sounds a little trite, but yeah.
Why don't you
I-
guys take a 10-minute break,
Oh yeah. Okay.
okay?
And the
then
other
we'll-
thing I was
Yeah.
thinking, in that vein, I would never want to make things seem worse than they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's dishonesty on the other side. You know what I mean? I don't try and scare my clients and, oh, you're gonna have trouble with this, and, you know, that's not fair. I mean, young people are buying a house, I don't wanna talk about what might be very good for them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it really is my best judgment. Yeah. So I don't try and flavor my report either way, like, it's me in the house, this is what I think. I'm not massaging it to make it seem worse or seem better, or, you know, like, making it sound so bad you'll never get me because he said everything was bad. You know, it's a little bit of that out there. We're gonna take a break,
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Things, you know, fireplaces and wood burning stoves can be a hazard.
Right. You don't want to have curtains near those.
No, sometimes there's regulations about incombustible walls near a fireplace, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe a brick firewall back of the fireplace, you know, you have to have 2 feet of airspace between the fireplace and a non-combustible wall or something, you know. in my neighborhood, I know in a lot of neighborhoods, if you have a fire, let's say a wood burning stove, that has to have a permit. That has to be inspected to make sure that they're using the correct flue. You know, like a 3-wall flue, whatever they call for, and that, area. And it's installed correctly and to the right specifications. You know, I had a wood burning stove in my house in Comac, and I had a permit for it. And then I inspect houses and they have wood burning stove, and they don't have a permit, but they should have a permit. And it's a safety thing for the people that are buying the house. You know what I mean? You buy the house, you're not familiar with this house. You start using a wood burning stove, it wasn't permitted, it wasn't installed correctly, and now you have, say, a fire condition.
Too much soot, if it's,
Well,
chimney's not-
maybe there was something wrong with the chimney, maybe
Right.
it was the wrong chimney, maybe it was installed wrong, maybe, you know. Maybe you,
Or maybe there's no lining in the chimney.
things like that, yeah. And the fireplaces are the same way. Now, I'm saying that if I buy a house and that's the original fireplace in the house,
It's not.
probably had a C of O when a house is built, but sometimes you go to a house and you know damn well that a fireplace has been added.
Oh.
Cause you look at all the other houses on the block, and all the chimneys are on the left side. Now you have a chimney on the left side, but you also have a fireplace on the right side. Now, it doesn't look the same vintage as when the house is built. It looks like newer brick, different construction, not the same outfit, you know. Said it was this fireplace added on, if it was added on, it should have a permit. And then, like I said, leave it up to them. But if they buy the house and they don't have a permit, that comes up, now they have to get a permit or something. Oh, Ben, you were here. I wish you would have tipped me off. You could have saved me some, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna recommend you, I don't think you did a good job, you know. I'm not. I was talking to my friend and his home inspector brought it up. And you didn't bring it up, you know, you're not serving me well or something like that. You never wanna be in that.
Right.
So you wanna inspect houses and never get a phone call ever. That's your goal.
So you don't get phone calls when you do a good job so much. You get a phone call when
I did
people
get an
complain.
attaboy the other day.
Ah.
And I think he's been in the house since June.
But you get more phone calls that complain.
No, I don't.
Right.
What happens is that I get a phone call, and it's typical phone call. Oh, hi Ed, this is Shimon. Remember me, you did a house for me in Wantor, you inspected my house. She goes, well, I wanna update my boiler. Do you know somebody? Like I was anticipating a complaint.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
wasn't. So they usually turn out not to be. We don't even wanna get that phone call, you know?
Right.
I don't mind people calling me and asking me for help.
So, what's going on?
We're talking about fireplaces.
No, about getting on the class again.
See, here's a feedback I just got the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
It was nice.
What's up, Ed? It's Ruben, just reaching out. The family and I are loving the house we've been in since November. Can't thank you enough for your help and honesty. Hope all is well with you and the family. You just made my day, my
Oh,
job.
that was me.
Yeah. Take care of my clients, and just a text like yours is a boost. It'll get better as you gradually improve. Absolutely, you're the man.
Okay, print it up and put it on the
Yeah,
door.
right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, it's nice, but that's not typical. So
Sure.
people are happy with me, and I get a referral
Yeah.
from their friend, that would be more typical. you know.
Very interesting.
Okay, let's get back to here.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna sign him up?
What do you mean here? You mean?
Here, like on the
Oh, that's what we were doing.
computer.
Oh, he wants to sign in.
Oh, you wanna sign it, I'm signed in, I'm doing the class.
You're fine, you're still on?
Yeah, we were talking about
All
fireplaces.
right, then you don't need me then.
No, no.
Okay, all right,
We didn't
well, that's
want
the
you.
appointment, I didn't want the
No.
students to think I just,
Oh, no, they're here.
You,
Okay.
you can join on mine.
not necessary.
Yeah,
Not
you're
necessary.
still signed in on
He's
it.
not interested in being a home inspector.
I would never do that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
He knows too much.
It's too much. Oh, God,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, okay, so wood burning stoves can be a hazard.
Sure.
Fireplaces can be a hazard. Safety, we're talking about safety tonight, and they should be brought up.
Mm-hmm.
And I do look at the fireplaces. Like, sometimes they tell a story. We might have came up last week or something, or maybe we talk about old houses, but, you know, I get on my back and I open the damper and I look up the flue and I look for leaks and damage and things that I could visually see.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people about them, you know, I see a defect here and I think you should get somebody, in fact, you need somebody over here
Mm-hmm.
to fix this and get an estimate before you buy the house, because
Sure.
sometimes things are more expensive than they appear.
Uh-huh.
You know, so you don't want the people to buy a house and, oh, you should have told me, now the guy wants $1,800, so I thought it was gonna be $300, you know. Get a price before you buy, you know. This way you're being fair to yourself, fair to the owner. You know what I mean? If it's $300, you don't mind eating it, fine. If it's $1,800, then you'd like the owner to share it with you. Find out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. You're not asking the owner to do anything.
So you'd have to find someone that works on the fireplace.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
A mason.
Right.
Yeah, call a local mason. Say what needs to be here and how much it's cost. I know it needs work. Ed was here, he told me it needed work. I just, you know, how much is it gonna cost to fix
Or
this?
maybe send him a picture.
I think they'd like to come over and do an estimate because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, you don't want to send them a picture because then you take the fireplace, but there was something wrong with the chimney on the roof. And he didn't send them a picture of that. Now he lowballs them, they buy the house, and then, oh, I didn't know this was here. Well, Ed didn't send you that picture. You know, I
Right.
don't want to
Okay.
be
Okay.
involved.
Yeah, then you're at fault.
Well, you could be, like,
Yeah.
that's how people are sometimes. You said to do this, and he did this,
Uh-huh.
but there was more to do.
Uh-huh.
No, have him come over, let him assess the whole job, and give you an estimate. And then if he didn't do the whole job, then you have a bitch with him.
Right.
Yeah, he only fixed half of it, but not because I told him to fix half of it,
Uh-huh.
or he had a picture of half of it or something. So you do want to stay a little uninvolved. And I'm not saying that, you know, the Matt that was here, that you met, he's a real good contractor. You know, I wouldn't mind sending him to somebody's house to do a bathroom or something, you know what I mean? I totally trust him, you know? So I wouldn't, you know, if I say, here, this guy will do a good job. I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
Should I give him 3 cards or something? I don't really care about that, because I know Matt's not gonna screw them.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
3 cards.
Well, some people have a rule like I'm not gonna refer a roof, I'll give you 3 cards and 3 roofers.
Oh, okay.
This way,
I see.
you didn't pick the one I recommend, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little rule like that. you know.
Okay.
But if I don't know somebody, I don't give them any, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Or sometimes people have said to me, oh, you refer me, I don't know what you do, I never saw your work.
Uh-huh. Sure.
I just,
It makes sense.
a couple of people have told me, when you're doing a job, have me come over and look at the job, and I get some confidence in work, but I just don't give out your card.
Uh-huh.
I don't need that. But I mean, if I was doing work at people's houses, I'd be proud for you to come over and I'll show you what I do. You could give out my card.
Sure.
But I never had one of them say, oh yeah, come over Tuesday. Okay. Nobody gets the job. Right? I still don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah, I don't even understand somebody saying, give them, here's my cards, you can give it to your clients. I don't know. I never used you. I don't know anybody who used you. Could I see you work?
Sometimes people who do like selling houses, they ask for a bunch of my cards, and they say they'll give it out to people. And they.
You never get a call.
No, I don't get a call, but sometimes I give them my cards anyway.
Sure, I do too. They ask me for my card. And I know damn well they're not gonna call me. They never called me.
Right.
And their friends ain't gonna call me.
Yeah.
But they're just jerking me off. Oh, here, take my card. Yeah, okay. I have an easy name, Ed White. Google
Sure.
Ed White Home Inspector.
Uh-huh.
Do you need a card?
No.
You remember my name?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hard name to remember.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, cards are going by the wayside with the internet now.
Well, not just the internet.
Yeah,
Now I got one of these.
yeah.
You tap it to the back of your phone, and it's my contact information on there. It appears on your phone screen when you tap it to the back of your phone.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's cute.
see if you can,
Just do the same thing we did with. To your home screen, turn the screen on.
Ad-
Now it'll do that. I mean, it should. If you have that, do you ever use the phone to pay for things?
No.
Well, then maybe it's not turned on. It's the same thing with using the phone to pay for things.
Yeah, I don't use it. I use Venmo and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
On the-
sometimes if people use the
Yeah.
phone like
Oh.
a credit card, you
Oh.
can tap the phone instead of the credit card.
Oh, okay.
And then
Okay.
that's like a near field communication, it's called.
okay, tell them that, they need to fill out the
Okay.
evaluation form, okay?
Okay.
And send it in, and if
Okay.
anybody needs them, the, you know, blank, let me know, and I'll send them.
Okay.
Okay?
So you have evaluation forms?
I'm all good, I sent it in.
They already sent it in.
They
Imagine
already-
I didn't even finish my lecture.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
Boy, you missed that.
Okay, you have one, Jose? Okay,
No, if you could send one over, please.
oh, send one to Jose.
I figured out what my microphone was messed up, that's why I couldn't speak earlier.
Oh, okay, okay.
You on the side, and I've been messing with the settings again.
Oh.
I'm not hearing what you're saying.
He said his microphone had the wrong settings. That's,
Send him
yeah.
an evaluation form, he doesn't have one.
Okay.
All right, he's gonna send you one, Jose.
Yeah,
And he was apologizing that he wasn't speaking a lot, he was having trouble with his speaker.
Yeah, it was his microphone.
yeah.
Microphone.
How am I gonna send them one?
Do the same thing we did earlier.
You mean bungle?
Anyhow, good night, all. Thank you.
That's it?
Thanks, Aaron.
It's 10:30.
Oh,
What are you getting, like Bill?
it's
That's it.
10:29.
Oh, I'm looking at that clock. I go by that clock.
Oh,
I
okay.
started by that clock.
Yeah, 10:29.
You're right, it's 10:29.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? It's 10:29 and 50 seconds. 10 seconds.
Could you send him the form? How am I gonna do that?
Okay.
He needs the other one, not this one. That's the form. Now, who is that? That means,
Who needs it?
who needs the form?
Jose, okay.
Okay. I don't know, we did last time. It's gonna take more than this right now.
Well, more than this? What do you mean more than this? Password.
Hmm?
Pin.
PIN is not the same as password.
So, what is this, the KIDS?
That's your password, but it's
Okay.
not your PIN. PIN is usually 4 or 6 digits. Only numbers.
Only numbers.
Now,
Click forgot my PIN.
Okay.
they'll send it to your email.
Right.
I have a Genius scan on my phone, so I just scan it, share it.
A Genius scan? Was that like a virus scanning?
Oh, no, no.
What's Genius scan?
I'll show you. Genius.
Oh, it's to scan
Yeah.
the paper.
Yeah. No, but,
Yeah. I got it.
and then they share it.
Right. Oh my. Why is it? Make sure you're connected.
Comes out real good, those scans.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. So your brother speaks Korean real fluently.
No. He didn't learn Korean. He's been working there a few years, but he doesn't want to learn any Korean.
So how does he teach English?
I have to give you a check.
A lot of people there already
Speak
speak English. They just want to get better at it.
Better. Oh, so that's what he's doing?
Yeah, it's amazing how many people in other countries speak English.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What do they call somebody who speaks one language?
English.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
American.
Well, yeah,
Speak 2 languages, you're bilingual.
right.
So what is it if you speak 1 language?
Speak one language, you're an American.
Right.
I signed both these papers. Is that enough, Bill?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta get that.
Oh, that's amazing.
What?
Go to Korean.
Yeah,
Teaching, so he's not teaching the students, the kids.
he's teaching kids, yeah.
He is.
A lot of families with money, they want their children to learn English. It's very important to them.
Okay. Yeah. So they could come here and take up room on the golf course.
The golf course.
A lot of Koreans.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, every day.
Huh.
I bet heavily.
They bet on the golf.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of them are slow as shit. Cause they'll team each other. Betting big money.
Do me a favor, fill this up.
You don't care about the money, right?
No, you'll just go bounce, bounce, bounce. I'm not gonna be able to do this tonight.
You can do it now. Look, either password or send code. Send code. It sends it to your email just like before. Check the email on your phone and type the code in from your phone. Very quickly. It just appeared now.
Okay, where? Where?
In your email. Email. On the top. Right there.
Got it?
950807. 950807.
So that's my PIN?
No, that's the one-time password. You need to
One-time
change.
password.
You're supposed to change your PIN now to something what you know.